Hours after Vice President of America, Mike Pence, certified President-elect Joe Biden's victory, and lawmakers in the Senate and House of Representatives successfully beat back Republicans' efforts to deny the Democrats the electoral votes from swing states Arizona and Pennsylvania. President Donald Trump supporters stormed the Capitol, forcing lawmakers to be evacuated via an underground tunnel and ransacking Congress in a breach that left 4 persons dead and the rest of the world in shock. Hello guys, it's Tcode here for African Glitz. January 6, 2021 will be remembered as a blockbuster day in the over 200 years of the United States of America's democracy, after members of the House of Representatives and the Senate convened to certify the Electoral College votes, where Joe Biden polled 306 votes to beat incumbent Donald Trump 232. They were chased from the Capitol by demonstrators. Trump supporters swarmed across the Capitol, breaking the temporary barrier that had been put in place ahead of the protest and unleashed chaos on the temple of America's democracy. This act in return shocked the rest of the world. So, did President Trump influence the protest? Before the election, President Trump had punctured the polls' credibility, especially the widely used mail-in voting system adopted because of the COVID-19 pandemic. After the initial outcome of the popular vote, Trump and his allies publicly suggested that the electoral process was fraudulent but could not prove such claims despite investigations. After the 2020 election, the Trump campaign filed several lawsuits in about 12 states, including Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, and Pennsylvania, which he all lost after the Supreme Court claimed they lacked merit. Data shows that the president and his party, the Republican National Committee, raised $207.5 million to fund the presidential election outcome's legal challenge. Despite legal defeats, Trump refused to concede and started tweeting in support for rallies held in his favor in Washington, D.C., and once suggested that he could come along. Regarding the worst president in U.S. history, he further put the U.S. in danger by refusing to grant Biden access to classified security briefings that would help him make key decisions when he takes office on January 20. However, the chaos unleashed at the U.S. Capitol erupted after Vice President Mike Pence rebuffed the president's demand to overturn Trump's laws. Trump gave a sign of things to come when, after the Electoral College vote on December 14, urged supporters to march on the Capitol on the same day Congress was meant to clarify the Electoral College's decision. In clear terms, the Capitol was sacked in an almost similar fashion as to how the Oba of Lagos Palace was dismantled and desecrated during the October 2020 EndSARS protest in Nigeria. The U.S. Congress chamber abruptly stopped and lawmakers had to be evacuated through a safe exit before the trumpeters broke in. Trump initially was quiet, refused to call in the National Guard, and was mute until President-elect Joe Biden, who had planned to give a speech on the economy, queried Trump's body language. In response, Trump released a pre-recorded clip insisting without proof that the November 2020 polls were marred by fraud and that the Biden presidency will leave America in tatters before asking the mobsters to return home. After 4 persons were killed and calm restored, the Congress resumed completing the certification, with Vice President Pence making the bold move of affirming Biden's win. Could Trump be arrested? In previous discussions, we would easily refer to the US and other developed world as saner climes, but after trumpeters stormed the Capitol, the world got the message that Trump and any other person like him can drive developed worlds crazy. However, since Democrats and even high-profile Republicans and Americans have blamed Donald Trump for the Capitol's ransacking, some have raised suggestions that the controversial ruffled airhead could be arrested. At the same time, he is still the president of the United States. The U.S. Constitution allows a president to be impeached or removed for high crimes and misdemeanors, but says nothing on whether a president can face criminal prosecution. Findings also show that the U.S. Justice Department has a decade-old policy that a president in office cannot be indicted, indicating it would be unlikely for Mr. Trump to be arrested at this point. While it is also worth noting that no U.S. president in the past has seen the inside of a police cell, Trump is a different breed and has several allegations, including tax fraud, bank and insurance fraud, campaign finance violations, bribery, negligent homicide, and obstruction of justice lined up against him. Some have hinted that Trump could pardon himself for all crimes he has committed before he leaves on January 20. Still, nobody knows whether presidents can actually do this because it is yet to happen. But if Trump does not do that, he will lose immunity once he leaves office and maybe could be charged like an ordinary American. A lot of Americans have expressed their shock, including Donald's Education Secretary Betsy DeVos on January 8, submitting a resignation, while U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, after the incident, called on the 25th Amendment to be invoked by Mr. Pence to remove Donald Trump from office. There were also reports that Trump was banned from Twitter, his favorite social media platform, for 12 hours, while Mark Zuckerberg, founder of Facebook, reportedly banned Trump from his social platforms Facebook and Instagram indefinitely. Without a doubt, Trump has changed the course of over 240 years of democracy in America, and rather than leaving the world's largest country united, he will be leaving Biden with the uphill task of uniting a largely divided America. Do you think Trump will be the first US president to be jailed for either inciting the protest on the Capitol or something else? Should Trump really be held responsible for the January 6 Capitol Hill invasion? Voice your opinion in the comment section down below. If you found this video informative, please give it a like and share. Don't forget to check out our channel for more interesting African stories and news we know you like. Subscribe to get notifications whenever we drop a new juicy video to keep you updated. Thanks for watching and see you on our next one.